It is urgent real-time Bitcoin forecast time, and for stocks, and for the first time ever, totally separate concept, people with 1,000 USDT or more or less, right about there, can get full-time VIP, 24 hours a day, Bitcoin fund manager trading. We literally just about doubled our clients' money last week, and now you can be a client even if you only have $1,000. Normally our minimum is 10 Bitcoin. Sometimes we make an exception and reduce that to about 3 Bitcoin, mainly because it's so hard to just install everybody through API, do the security thing. We came up with another way. There's another way to where you can get our trades. You're not going to get all of our trades like our VIP clients with 1 or 3 or 10 Bitcoin, but you're going to get most of the decent ones, most of the high profit ones. Plus, when we grow your account from $1,000 to 1 Bitcoin, which is like $30,000, once you get 30 times your money back, you just become a full VIP client where we manually trade for you via our API bots. Ta-da! Isn't that a genius solution? So you start small with $1,000, and then when you get your full Bitcoin, you just continue and you upgrade to our main. How you do that? I'm going to put that in the description of this YouTube video, and if I get around to it, maybe even in the comments, I'll put a link to a blog post. You have to join. Anyway, you'll just read. It's a different system you have to use. Okay, so let's go and analyze what's actually happening to Bitcoin, though, because the stock market is it's like the rocket market now. It's just up, up, up. And to be honest with you, it's ready for a major, massive, huge pump now. Wait, weren't you bearish? Yes, I was bearish. Until my bearish analysis gets invalidated. And my bearish analysis got invalidated yesterday. Why? It's really simple. You have a head and shoulders. That's bearish, right? Head and shoulders. Perfect head and shoulders. You look at it, you go, that looks like a head and shoulders to me. Hey, it sure does. Looks like a great head and shoulders. It should dump about the size of the head across the neckline. It should like mirror image itself and go bloop all the way down. Weird thing is, and it starts dumping. As it starts to dump, it starts dumping sideways, kind of diagonally, and turns into a falling wedge. It should just go bloop, but it doesn't. It goes zigzag, zigzag, jiggle, 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 diagonally, and it turns into a little funnel like this. It's gonna pump. It's not gonna hit its target. It's for some reason this head and shoulders was either engineered or there's some new fundamental factor involved. That's how trading goes. It's the same thing with the UFC. It's the same thing with martial arts. It's the same thing with jiu-jitsu, anything. Hey, that dude got him in a headlock, and he's actually locked in a rear naked choke from the rear, and he's got it locked in. He's gonna pass out. It's like 98% chance that that's true, right? But for some reason, the guy's not tapping. He's not passing out, and he's doing something weird with his head, and he's moving his torso out away, and he's stepping backwards. And what? He's actually getting out of the rear naked choke. What the hell is going on? He's escaped. At that point, it's an invalidation. Whenever an absolutely clear bearish or absolutely clear bullish signal, geometric, and the thing about geometrics is that they show how the money is flowing. So the money's flowing out, and the money flow should accelerate, and we should get this huge red candle that goes zoop. But by the time we should get it, because there's always a time limit, you can't just say, hey, we're bearish. We should dump anytime in the next 17,000 years. We're bearish, we should dump when? You have a limit, you have a time limit, and say, well, the head and shoulders is about this wide. This head and shoulders took about 30 days to build. So, I guess this is a little secret that I never tell anyone. I'm not going to tell you. Anyway, you know what? Let me just put it to you this way. There's a time limit. There's an expiry to every target. And if you don't know how to calculate time limits and expiries, well, you're not going to do well with trading, because you're just going to sit there thinking, this should pump. It should still pump. It still hasn't pumped yet. It'll pump tomorrow. and maybe the next day, and then suddenly it just dumps on you. You get liquidated, and you lose your house, and you lose your wife. Losing your wife may not be such a bad. Anyway. Oh, you want me to show you on the charts what I'm talking about? Yeah, let's take a look.